grinder mentality. I grind for the feeling. I'm a real ass nigga. These niggas, they counterfeit it. Staying true to my religion, they thinking that I'm a Christian. Mama thinking I'm a villain, but I'm expressing my feelings.
Welcome back to the Rich Mentality Podcast. What's good? Good to see y'all, man. Good to hear from y'all. Just want to let y'all know, just checking in, man. To let y'all know that my birthday just passed. So appreciate all the birthday wishes. Appreciate, everybody who took out the time to say happy birthday. Appreciate everybody who, gave me a gift or whatever the case was. It's not always about the gift, but at the same time, I just appreciate, any thought or consideration that was put into, telling me happy birthday, right? So if y'all was wondering, you gotta click the link in the bio to get my age, man. You gotta, the ones who become an author or the ones who purchase any one of my books or purchase any shirt, I'll let you know my birthday. But I gotta keep that on the low. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, I definitely wanted to bring you guys, into some insightful information. And also, before I get to this insightful information, man, let me know if y'all got any gems, any information, any new trends. Just drop in the comments. Let me know, how y'all been doing. That's our thing. We always tune in. We drop in the comments. Let each other know how we doing, and we just actually act as a family, man. Because this is the hub of What Demands, where everybody keep a rich mentality. So I definitely want y'all to do that, right? And today, man, we're just gonna get directly into it. So I want to start by saying, document your process. And what brings that to my attention is the Genius documentary, which is the guy behind the camera, which is Cootie, and the guy in front of the camera, which is Kanye West, their documentary. And it shows, how consistent, how persistent, and how they persevere through their way, through along Kanye's career, and success. And it just shows that, and I think that every entrepreneur, any person who's chasing something, or any person who's trying to reach a certain level of success, or any level of success, should definitely watch this documentary, because it's a lot of traits and it's a lot of things that I feel that you should either learn as learned behavior or inherit, as you continue to or inherit, just bottom line. So one of the things that stuck out to me was the point that he was telling everybody that this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I want to present to the world, and this is how I want to do it. And one thing about in our society, a lot of people, when they see you as one thing, you're that one thing. So if you come out as a rapper and you decide later that you want to write books, or if you decide later that you want to create a clothing line, or whatever the case is, people tend to put you inside of a box. They don't want to let you outside their box. They want to actually show you that, nah, this is what you do. This is what we know you for. This is what we want you to do, right? And just looking at his process, it was him fighting an uphill battle, which means that most people, when they see you, they want to keep you in that same box. But you got to fight to show them that, no, look, I also do this as well, and I'm just as good, if not better. And that's something that I saw and realized during this whole documentary. And I think a lot of us, once we get to a point to where we've become successful in one area, or we're doing good in one area, and people tell us that, nah, you should stay right there, we kind of get content with that, and we lose our self-doubt. Now I know you may be thinking like, oh well, why do I got to lose self-doubt? But what I'm saying is that self-doubt is something that's going to keep you going. It's going to keep you pushing. And that's one thing that I heard Pharrell say inside of the documentary, is that, you're going to make it. And when you make it, keep the same perspective. Well, what is the perspective? Keep the same perspective of that hunger, ambition, continuously going, continuously, keeping that same consistency, the same delivery of how you go. Now, I definitely understand that, as a human being, it's just what it is. We're going to grow. As a human being, we're going to have different perspectives, but never lose your ambition. Never lose, that fire that's inside of you that people love, and not only love, but that's what got the people to gravitate towards you and also push you towards your success. So my thing is that when people want to keep you inside of a box, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to stay there. It just means that you continuously fight your way out of it. Well, how do you fight your way out of the box that you technically created for yourself, but people tends to keep you inside that box? Well, you have to stay consistent, you have to be persistent, and you have to persevere. Now, earlier I said, you have to document your process. So what I mean by documenting your process is you don't have to have, somebody like Coodie on the camera who just gonna walk around with you every day. You don't have to. It's multiple ways of how you can document your process. Like, I know some people, you may see people who does vlogging, you know what I'm saying? That's a form of documenting your process. People who have a YouTube channel, that's a form of documenting your process. Recording videos of how you feel at that particular moment or whatever message you're trying to get out, that's a form of documenting your process, because you're showing, where you are. You're showing your process. You're showing the grind. And see, what people love is that they love someone who they can relate to, right? People love someone that they can relate to. People love to see where you started and love to see how far you got into where you are currently. And that's something that is valuable and cherishable, because when you have a process and you've made it to the promised land, or whatever they want to call it, people can see where you started from. So document your process. It's imperative. It's important to document your process, right? Anybody, who's become successful, you can go back and look and see that, they was probably sleeping on the floor. You can go back and see that they was doing videos in their room. You can go back and see that they was just walking around with a camera and just recording this. And then what happens is it becomes more valuable as time, increases. It becomes more invaluable as time passes by, because people see your process, right? These people see your process. So understand the importance of documenting your process. So another thing that I realized inside of the Genius documentary is how persistent he was, how strong-minded he was, like how much willpower he had to get to that record label with Roc Nation, to get to that record label, and create his own stamp, make his own stamp, so people could really understand who he was. He had a story to tell. And I think that anybody who was born on this planet, anybody, who was put here on earth, you was chosen. You know what I'm saying? You was chosen. You got millions of sperm cells, and out of all those millions, you was the one that was chosen. You was the one, who actually made it out and was conceived into a baby, and you still made it through that pregnancy and was able to grow up and become the person who you was chosen to be, or the person who you needed to be, or the person that God wanted you to be. So we all was chosen. Now, most of us don't develop the qualities that we need to get to that next level, or that elevated level, but you still were chosen. So what do I mean by, us as people who was chosen? Well, you have to understand the reason why you're being persistent. You have to understand the reason of, who you are. You have to discover your wings. So one thing I noticed is that an eagle, she pushes her eaglets, out the nest, just so that they can discover their wings. So let me reiterate that so you can really understand. Eagle, she pushes out her eaglets so that they can discover their wings. So they don't know that they know how to fly. They don't know that, they have this gift. They don't know that they're able to do what she does. So in order for them to understand that, she pushes them out of the nest, and when she pushes them out, they all of a sudden they got to fly, right? And life does the same thing to us. Life put us in a situation to where we have to understand that we got the same abilities as everyone else. And one thing that Kanye understood was that I got the same ability as Jay-Z. I got the same ability as Scarface. I got the same ability as Kevin Liles. I have the same ability as Beanie Siegel. Any other MC who's in the game, I got the same ability. So what makes them so different from myself? And that's what you have to understand, as an individual chasing success, or as an individual seeking success. You have to stay persistent, strong-minded, and willpower. But not only that, discover your wings. Discover who you are. Discover your gift. Discover your talent. And that's something that Kanye discovered. He understood who he was as an individual. And that develops confidence. That develops, a state of being content with who you are, but not content of where you are. Right? It's the difference of being content with who you are and being content with where you are. Right? Content with who you are is I'm confident in who I am. I'm okay with being me unapologetically. Right? And that's what happens when you discover your wings. Now, another thing that stuck out to me is the fact of he was being so consistent through the car crash, so consistent through all of the no's, the closed doors, so consistent, after people of status. It's one thing when mom said, even though these are people of influence, but it's one thing when mom said, it's another thing when auntie said, maybe even sister said, but when your idols are telling you nah, when the people who are in front of you, they are currently millionaires, they like, nah, man, stick to this. That can be quite discouraging because you talking about somebody who has influenced the culture, has influenced people, has other artists up under their label, and they telling you, nah, we don't, no, just stick to this. Just make beats. Just stick to this. That can be super discouraging because now you begin to question yourself. But see, the true question is, who are you? And when you know who you are, anybody can tell you no, but you still gonna keep going. Because you're being consistent. You delivering that same style. You delivering the same way, right? Like Les Brown said, him as a disc jockey, he continuously kept going to the radio station, asking, could I be a disc jockey? The first day, no. The second day, hell no. The third day, go get me some coffee. Right? If you be so consistent, a person will respect you as an individual. If you be so consistent, they don't even got to know what you do. They don't even got to know exactly what you're trying to, convey to them. Like, hey, look, this is what I do. I want you to realize that it's more so of your willpower. It's your determination. It's exactly who you are as an individual, that got their attention. Your ambition got their attention. So what I'm saying is that your consistency and the consistency that Kanye showed that, look, I don't know what he got, but let's just give him a try. I don't know what he gonna do, but let's just let him do it. Right? Outside of his beat making, he showed that he was much more just than that. And that's what I'm saying. People are gonna put you in a box, but as long as you stay persistent, and stay consistent, no one else can tell you or tear you down, no matter how many stones they throw. So another thing that stuck out to me was his perseverance. It was his perseverance. So what is perseverance? Well, perseverance is your ability to persist through any difficult challenge or any thing that was difficult on your way to success. So you basically fail your way to success. How do you fail your way to success? Simply fail. So all you got to do is whenever you fail, whenever you get no's, whenever people close the door in your face, and they will close the door in your face, all you got to do is continue to keep moving. Persevere. Fail your way to success. Most wise people tell you that the best teacher is failure. The best lesson is failure. Right? It's never a loss. It's always a lesson. It was always some type of way that you could have learned from the situation. And that's what I'm saying. He persevered his way to get that record deal. He persevered his way to get those Grammys. Right? Like, do you understand how discouraging it could be to have, your idols, people who you looked up to, people who you love, people who you cherish, you damn near worship them. Right? Damn near worship him. And the fact that they told you no, it can do something to your mental. It can do something to your psyche. Like, dang, do I really got what it take to be, the next hot thing or the next big person or the next big model, the next big pop star, whatever you're trying to be? Do you understand how detrimental that can be to your mental? So it's just so different many ways, that you can look at it. And another thing that stuck out was that this man got in a whole car accident. Right? He got in a whole car accident. And as he was in that car accident, his mouth was shut wired. Right? His mouth was wired. And in his accident, he was borderline dead. You know, he could have been gone. He could have no longer. We could have never heard of a Kanye West ever. But that goes to show you, it's not about what happens to you. It's what you do about what happens to you. It's not about what happens to you. It's about what you do about what happens to you. So you can get in the car accident and say, oh man, I can't even do this no more. It's all good. I can't do this no more. Right? Or you can stay consistent, still be persistent, and persevere your way through success. And that's exactly what he did. That very accident is what catapulted his career. That very accident is what catapulted his career to get that Grammy, to get his album, to have a marketing budget open, and for them to actually take the album serious and take it off the shelves so he can actually put it out to the world. But had that not happened, who knows? At that particular moment, it probably would have been straight just still beat making. It could have been just straight make these beats. You're a producer, whatever the case is. But what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is that it's not about, what happens to you. It's about what you do about what happens to you. So instead of reacting, you should respond. And don't allow, a temporary emotion to allow you to make a permanent decision. See, sometimes temporary emotions make you make a permanent decision. Something that just occurred, whether it's just one day, 1 week, 1 month, or even 1 year, can make you make a life-changing decision. And that's for the rest of your life. That's for the rest of your life. That's not just for 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, 1 second, 1 minute. No, that's the rest of your life, right? And had he done that, we probably would have never knew who he was. Probably. It's a big, a big mic. So what I'm saying is that along your way, you got to document your process. And there's going to be people along the way that's telling you, nah, don't do that. You shouldn't do this. They're going to try to keep you in that box. But you still got to continue to keep going and documenting your process, right? And as you're documenting your process, life is going to test you. Like you're not just going to wake up and just, I'm going to just chase this dream untouched. I'm going to just chase this dream. Ain't nobody going to mess with me. It's just going to be the same thing. No, sir. Jobs going to get lost. Babies going to get had. You know what I'm saying? People going to die. People going to quit. That's about the process. That's part of the process. But it's not about what happens to you. It's about what you do about what happens to you. Instead of reacting, it's your response. So you got to understand that. And throughout this whole documentary, I think that it's imperative that any entrepreneur, anybody who's chasing success, anybody who's seeking success or wanting to get to the next level in life, you got to watch that documentary. Genius. It's on Netflix, man, for sure. You got to. So I just wanted to highlight those key things. His consistency, persistence, and perseverance. And that's the same thing as you're documenting your process. You have to utilize those same tactics. Stay consistent, stay persistent, and persevere. That's all through life. So on this podcast, if you've been tuned in, you already know I have a segment of where I speak of one way to make $1 million. Right? One way to make $1 million is NFTs. What is the NFT, Reno? So an NFT is a non-fungible token. An NFT is a non-fungible token. So which means that nobody can trade it, right, for another price or another piece of value or whatever the case is. It's going to be the same as yesterday, and it's the same as tomorrow. Now, I'm not saying the value. That's totally different. I'm saying the actual product itself, or the actual, thing that's in the metaverse or whatever. The NFT itself, it never changes. It's going to always be the same thing. It's a non-fungible token. What does that non-fungible token do? Well, the non-fungible token, it increases in value as the physical thing, the physical person, or whatever the case is, as they, the credibility go up, as the value go up. It's just like stocks. It's with anything else, right? It's with anything else. As your credibility go up, or as, the theme credibility go up, whatever the case is, it increases in value, right? And you can sell or create NFTs. So if you wanted to, buy NFT and sell it for another price, yeah, you can do that. You can buy someone else's NFT and you can sell it at their price, or you can take your own NFT, create your NFT, right? Mint your NFT and add it to the blockchain of transactions. And then now you have your own NFT. And as your credibility go up, as your popularity go up, and as you build your following, so does your NFT. And what people don't realize is that you can sell an NFT for any price. You can sell an NFT for $100, $500, $1,000, $5,000, $350,000 or $1 million. And it has been done. Someone sold the Bored Yacht Ape, right? It's like a Bored Yacht Ape. You probably seen it on everybody's profile, everybody's profile picture on Instagram, Facebook, whatever the case was. But you can take that very Bored Yacht Ape was sold for $69.3 million. Round those parameters, $69.3 million. But what am I saying? But what I'm saying is, if you create NFT, you can sell it, whether for a lower ticket price, right? Or as it goes up in value, they're gonna buy it anyway. So just put it in mathematical terms, 10,000 people to buy, your NFT for $1,000, that's $10 million, right? And if you have, you take that same NFT and you want to sell it for $1 million to one person, you just made yourself $1 million. But what I'm saying is that your NFT goes up in value as you go up in value in the physical world. So when you see a quarter is going to always be a quarter. It's not going to change this. It's not going to change. It's going to always have George Washington on the front. It's going to always have, the eagle on the back. But not only that, it's never going to go up in value. It's going to always be worth 25 cents. Your NFT is different. Whether you bought an NFT and sold it, or if you created your own, minted your NFT to the blockchain, well, it's still going to go up and, increase in value, and you can still make the same amount of money. Well, that's the importance of, understanding NFTs. And not only that, but actually, creating an NFT that's in the metaverse, because it's the future, right? So creating an NFT is definitely something that you should look into if you want to make a quick $1 million. And it's just something that creates financial literacy, and it works as an asset. It works as an asset. So I definitely want to let y'all guys know that. And again, if y'all got anything, drop in the comments. Any gems, drop in the comments. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what's good. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rich Mentality Podcast, to catch one of these books, 8 Steps to Self-Publishing a Successful Book, Traumatized by Love, Fairly Unequal, and Rich Mentality. And also definitely check the links in the bio. If you want to get any merch, Rich Mentality merch, we definitely got it all. And again, man, y'all stay connected with me as I stay connected with y'all. Remember, this is the Hub with the Mind, so keep a rich mentality. Peace.